Pittsfield author Kevin O'Hara is out with his first book in more than a decade since A Lucky Irish Lad, and it's just in time for the Christmas season. His latest is a compilation of his best Christmas columns written for the Berkshire Eagle. Steve Kiltonic visited the Berkshires to talk with the donkey pilgrim traveler about his own Christmas journey over the past 4 decades.
The last time we met up with Pittsfield author Kevin O'Hara was over a decade ago, after he released his second book, A Lucky Irish Lad, in which O'Hara tells his story growing up one of 8 children of Irish-born immigrants. After O'Hara traveled around Ireland in 1979 with a donkey named Missy, which led to his first book, Last of the Donkey Pilgrims, his head was, quote, full of stories. In 1982, O'Hara felt inspired to write a column about Christmas for the Berkshire Sampler, which was then the Sunday supplement for the Berkshire Eagle.
When it really began was when I read A Child's Christmas in Wales by Dylan Thomas. And it was very lyrical and fun, and I said, boy, you can really play with your language when you write a holiday piece.
An Apple for Christmas was the first in a series of columns.
The first 4 or 5 stories were Irish folk tales with Christmas as a theme. For me, Christmas was always very special. Plus, I think it tugs on your heart than any other holiday.
O'Hara took a break when the Berkshire Eagle became a 7-day-a-week publication.
And then I missed a couple of years, and a few people came up to me and said, hey, you're not writing stories anymore at Christmas. We look forward to them. I said, really? Really?
Nearly 4 decades and 35 stories later, O'Hara is still captivating readers with his Yuletide tales. O'Hara has compiled his Christmas favorites in a new book, A Christmas Journey, 16 Stories, with illustrations by Pittsfield artist David King. Published by the Eagle, it was officially released November 14th at a book signing held at the Garage, adjacent to the Colonial Theater in downtown Pittsfield. It was a solid event and a testament to O'Hara's popularity in the Berkshires. The book is divided into 3 sections: Boyhood Christmas, in which O'Hara's family serves as the backdrop for his childhood adventures.
It was me and my 2 brothers, Jimmy and Dermot. They were 2 years ahead and 2 years behind. The 3 of us, the 3 Musketeers. That's the basis basically for many of my boyhood stories.
Hospital Christmas includes stories from O'Hara's 40-year career as a psychiatric nurse at the Berkshire Medical Center, and Home for Christmas, which features a tribute to his mother Ellen, a nurse in England before the family moved to America. A key component to the book is the 20 illustrations by King, many of which were done in his studio during the pandemic. O'Hara approached King over 2.5 years ago because he liked his painting style.
He would feed me a story or 2 and I'd read through it and try to pick something out that might depict the story or the meaning of the story. Sometimes I'd read a story and wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it or how to approach it, so I'd ask him what he thought and he'd give me some ideas, and then I'd start fooling around with sketches on paper first, and I'd let him know or show him what I'd come up with.
The book cover features King's rendition of the 1940 Circular train station O'Hara's mother would embark from when traveling to work in South Wales. O'Hara's mother would often stop by the station to watch her fellow nurses pass by on their way to vacation in Ireland.
One year, it made a rare request stop, and she was able to go through the windows and see 2 of her mates going to Ireland. When I wrote that story, somebody came up to me and said, you made my Christmas.
Some stories recall simple Christmas traditions, like having all the family home for Christmas Eve, or the manger scene his older siblings purchased from Newberry's department store. Kevin still has the original, with many of the creche animals minus their limbs.
We'd say the rosary every night, and this was our focal point, and it was magical, and my mom would put it out on December 8th.
Lost Treasure Found includes O'Hara's beloved stamp collection, which armed him with trivial facts.
Not one class smarty knows that the Temple of the Tooth is in Ceylon. I mean, who the heck would ever know it? But I had a little stamp, Ceylon, it said Temple of the Tooth on it.
The Angelic Nuns at Christmas features O'Hara's attempt to witness the Sister of St. Joseph's magical transformation into flying angels on Christmas Eve. Dummy Bunnies on Parade recounts the humorous story of 2 raffle prizes won by his brothers at a downtown Christmas party. O'Hara dedicates one of the chapters in his book to his father James, who was the bell ringer at St. Charles for many years. Although the bells now toll electronically, it still brings back memories.
When he was a janitor, he'd ring it at 7 in the morning. He'd ring it at noontime, and he'd run it at 6 o'clock in the evening for the Angelus. The big one, of course, was Christmas and midnight mass.
O'Hara and his wife, Belita, live within earshot of the bell, which his father called the voice of God.
Every now and again, you'll get very reflective about it, and oftentimes it would mean more than other times, the way it is. And of course, during the Christmas, when I hear the bell, well, that means a whole lot more to me. So it's just a nice reminder of our roots and the importance of the church.
For many years, O'Hara's father was also the chauffeur for the Sisters of Providence's St. Luke's Hospital. One Christmas Eve, his father picked up a wayward hitchhiker bound for Vermont to mend the family rift. He dropped the young man off at the Lanesboro police station.
Driving home the meaning of Christmas. And my dad said something like, now, see how a little kindness can carry somebody a long way.
O'Hara concludes with two poignant tales about a family reunion after his Ireland journey and an orphan going to paradise on his beloved donkey Missy. It's one of O'Hara's favorite illustrations. Writing the columns over the years, he admits, has been a labor of love.
I have a friend who says, you work harder on a paragraph than somebody would building a stone wall. But I do enjoy it when it's finished, and I love editing it when it's nearly there.
O'Hara gets joy from writing, knowing his stories have often uplifted readers on Christmas.
My goal is 50, so I'll be 87 years of age when my 50th appears, so many of my friends are telling me to write a few beforehand, just in case.
The hardcover book is available for $25 online at berkshireeagle.com/store, at the Berkshire Eagle offices, or by calling 413-496-6355. For Reel to Reel, I'm Steve Kiltonic.